The mysterious disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, mother of NBC journalist Savannah Guthrie, has left many unanswered questions. As days turn into weeks, speculation grows and emotions run high. Now, the story has taken an unexpected turn. Former US President Donald Trump has publicly spoken out. Why did he choose to comment? What does his reaction reveal about the broader political climate? In this video, we dive into the political response and examine how one statement could reshape the narrative surrounding this unsettling case. Stay with us. As of February 26, 2026, the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie remains ongoing. The FBI confirmed that the search has now entered its 25th day, with agents continuing coordinated efforts alongside local authorities. Teams have reportedly focused on areas connected to the family's last known location, while reviewing surveillance footage and digital records gathered in the early stages of the case. Sources familiar with the process indicate that several previously overlooked tips are now being re-examined. Investigators are said to be retracing movements recorded in nearby neighborhoods and reassessing timelines established during the first week of the search. Despite these efforts, officials acknowledge that progress has slowed and no confirmed breakthrough has been announced. Family representatives have expressed gratitude for public support while urging patience as authorities carefully evaluate every lead. While federal agents continue their methodical work, the case has now drawn national political attention. On the evening of February 24, 2026, former US President Donald Trump addressed the situation during a public appearance in Palm Beach, Florida. Speaking before supporters, he called for the immediate release of Nancy Guthrie and warned that anyone responsible would face the fullest extent of federal law. His remarks quickly circulated across major news networks and social media platforms, intensifying public discussion. Though investigators have not publicly confirmed that Nancy Guthrie is being held, Trump's statement framed the situation as a potential federal crime, referencing strict penalties under U.S. kidnapping statutes. Legal analysts later noted that such cases can carry severe federal consequences if interstate elements are involved. By the morning of February 25th, political figures from both parties had responded. Some echoed calls for swift justice and accountability, while others urged restraint, emphasizing that law enforcement must be allowed to proceed without external pressure. Outside federal buildings in Washington, D.C. and New York City, small gatherings formed as citizens held signs expressing support for the Guthrie family. Meanwhile, officials close to the investigation reiterated that no formal charges have been announced and that authorities are carefully verifying every lead. The emergence of political commentary has added a new dimension to the case, transforming what began as a deeply personal family crisis into a matter of national attention, where law, media, and politics now intersect in real time. Amid the growing national spotlight and mounting political commentary, the family of Savannah Guthrie took a decisive step of their own. On February 24, 2026, through a formal statement released in New York City, the family announced a reward of up to $1 million for credible information leading to Nancy Guthrie's safe location. The announcement was delivered with visible emotion but careful clarity. Family representatives emphasized that the reward would be administered in coordination with federal authorities to ensure transparency and to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation. A dedicated tip line and secure email channel were established the same afternoon, with officials confirming that calls began arriving within hours. According to individuals familiar with the case, the decision to offer the reward followed a series of internal discussions over the previous weekend. As search efforts entered a slower phase, new details also emerged that investigators are reviewing previously unidentified vehicles seen in traffic camera footage near key transit corridors on the day Nancy was last reported missing. While authorities have not linked those vehicles to any confirmed suspect, the renewed public outreach aims to generate fresh leads. Legal experts note that million-dollar rewards, though rare, can significantly expand the scope of information received, sometimes prompting witnesses who were initially hesitant to come forward. By February 25th, billboards displaying Nancy's photograph and the reward information had appeared in parts of New York and neighboring states, reinforcing the urgency of the appeal. Family spokespersons reiterated that the reward reflects hope, not speculation, an effort to encourage cooperation from anyone who may hold even the smallest piece of information that could assist investigators as the search continues. Following the public reward announcement and the surge of new tips, investigators have begun revealing additional details in an effort to balance transparency with procedural caution. On the afternoon of February 26, 2026, federal authorities released a still image captured from a residential security camera near Nancy Guthrie's home in Tucson, Arizona. The image shows an unidentified individual wearing a face covering, standing briefly near the front entrance of the property, hours before her disappearance was reported. Officials stressed during a press briefing that the individual has not been formally identified as a suspect, but rather as a person of interest, whose presence at that specific time requires clarification. The footage, time-stamped shortly after dusk, had initially been overlooked due to limited visibility. However, enhanced analysis conducted in recent days reportedly brought new clarity to the figure's movements. Neighbors in the quiet Tucson neighborhood told reporters that they recalled seeing unmarked vehicles in the area earlier that week, though it remains unclear whether those vehicles were connected to routine activity or something more significant. Investigators are now cross-referencing traffic data from nearby intersections and analyzing cell tower pings within a defined radius during the critical time window. In a parallel development, the FBI confirmed that agents conducted what they described as a final comprehensive sweep of Nancy Guthrie's residence. The search, which took place earlier this week, involved forensic specialists carefully re-examining interior spaces, electronic devices, and personal items. According to officials, the goal was not to revisit prior conclusions, but to apply advanced forensic techniques that were unavailable during the initial days of the investigation. Sources close to the case indicate that certain digital records, particularly metadata from household devices, are undergoing further review at a federal laboratory. While authorities have not disclosed specifics, analysts are said to be mapping timelines minute by minute to reconcile discrepancies between reported movements and technological logs. Throughout the process, law enforcement representatives have reiterated that they are pursuing multiple investigative tracks simultaneously. The release of the masked individual's image has already generated additional public submissions through the newly established tip channels. Officials caution that verification takes time, as each lead must be carefully vetted to avoid misinformation. Meanwhile, uniformed officers have been observed canvassing adjacent streets once again, speaking with residents who may have installed new security systems since the initial search. In some cases, homeowners were unaware that archived footage might still exist in cloud storage, prompting investigators to retrieve previously unreviewed files. Despite the intense scrutiny and growing national attention, authorities maintain a measured tone. They emphasize that every procedural step, from digital analysis to physical evidence collection, is being handled with deliberate care. The evolving picture of the case suggests a complex timeline, one that investigators are slowly piecing together through technology, witness accounts, and renewed forensic examination as the search for clarity continues. In moments like this, beyond the headlines and the investigations, there is a family enduring unimaginable uncertainty. Nancy Guthrie is not just a name in the news. She is a mother, a loved one, a part of a family that is holding on to hope each passing day. And for Savannah Guthrie and her relatives, this is a deeply personal journey filled with strength, faith, and resilience. Let us respond not with speculation, but with compassion. A kind word, a shared post, a thoughtful comment. These small gestures can create waves of support that reach further than we realize. In times of crisis, unity matters, empathy matters, humanity matters. We send our heartfelt thoughts to the Guthrie family and to everyone affected by this painful situation. May they find comfort in the overwhelming support from the public and the dedication of those working tirelessly behind the scenes. If you believe in spreading awareness with respect and responsibility, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep the conversation thoughtful, compassionate and focused on hope.